Here's a rundown of what is safe and unsafe to do at Detroit Lake with the health advisory issued. Julius Lasson, Statesman Journal. Watch it. A health advisory has been issued for Detroit Lake following the discovery of toxic blue-green algae, the Oregon Health Authority said on Wednesday.
Water testing at the reservoir east of Salem confirmed toxin levels that can be harmful to humans and animals, the agency said.
Visitors should avoid swallowing water while swimming, water skiing or power boating in areas where blooms are identified, OHA said.
Exposure to the toxic algae can produce symptoms that range from dizziness and nausea to difficulty breathing.
3 toxic blooms have been identified in locations around Detroit Lake, at Blowout Arm, Heater Creek Arm and near the dam. The toxin levels are high, especially in the Blowout Arm, said Rebecca Hillwig, natural resource specialist with the Oregon Health Authority. Young children and pets are our biggest concern because they're most likely to gulp water or put things in their mouths, and it can have serious health effects.
Algae blooms in late spring and early summer are common at Detroit Lake. It's the second year in a row the advisory came right before Memorial Day weekend.
Longtime residents and business owners noted that people should be aware, but shouldn't avoid the lake because of the bloom. As someone who grew up at the lake, we have never altered our plans to avoid the water due to an algae bloom, and we have never gotten sick, said Dean O'Donnell, a longtime resident and owner of Mountain High Grocery in Detroit. In general, we do not drink the water, we shower after we get out of the water, and we clean and cook our fish prior to eating them.
More, major dam project could empty Detroit Lake for years, in fish recovery plan.
Related, Q&A, is it safe to fish and swim at Detroit Lake?
More, Detroit Lake reaches full water level. How long will it last? The primary thing to avoid is drinking water directly from Detroit Lake. The toxins cannot be removed by boiling, filtering or treating water with camping-style filters, OHA said.
The bloom in Blowout Arm has the highest concentration of toxins, Hillwig said. A liver toxin called microcystin was tested at 48.21 parts per billion in that location. A health advisory is triggered when levels are 4 parts per billion.
It's hard to say when the advisory will be lifted, Hillwig said. It depends on a lot of factors.
It's unclear exactly why the blooms always seem to pop up this time of year, but Hillwig suspects it has something to do with Detroit Lake raising its water level to the summertime full pool.
Historically, Detroit Lake is one of the earlier bloomers when it comes to algae, compared to other reservoirs, she said. It could very well have something to do with the rivers bringing a lot of nutrients into the lake at once. Oregon health officials recommend that those who choose to eat fish from waters where algae blooms are present remove all fat, skin and organs before cooking, as toxins are more likely to collect in these tissues, OHA said. Fillets should also be rinsed with clean water, the agency said in a news release.
Crayfish muscle can be eaten, but internal organs and liquid fat should be discarded.
The advisory will be lifted when the concern no longer exists.
With proper precautions, people are encouraged to visit Detroit Lake and enjoy activities such as canoeing, fishing, camping, hiking, biking, picnicking, and birdwatching. Boating is safe as long as speeds do not create excessive water spray. Although inhalation risk is much lower than ingestion, it can present a risk. For health information or to report an illness, contact OHAT 971-673-0400.